Queen Camilla, and the Prince and Princess of Wales. Before we go further, one honest note. Everything here comes from named tabloid and insider sources, not official palace statements. Nobody involved has confirmed any of this publicly. We'll flag that clearly throughout, because it matters, and because too many channels skip that part. According to multiple outlets, including OK Magazine and the Royal Observer, this tension traces back to a specific moment during Donald and Melania Trump's state visit to Britain. Royal watchers claimed Camilla appeared to usher Kate away mid-conversation with Melania Trump. Some witnesses disputed it. It didn't matter. The moment reportedly became the spark for months of ongoing rumors about a rift between the two women. Since then, OK's reporting describes the situation escalating into what one insider bluntly called, quote, open warfare, something palace aides reportedly find almost impossible to contain. That's one tabloid's characterization, not a confirmed fact, but it's a claim that kept getting repeated, outlet after outlet, for months afterward. Multiple sources point to Prince Andrew's exile from royal life as a major pressure point behind the scenes. According to the Royal Observer, Kate has reportedly been the driving force behind stripping Andrew of his titles entirely, out of concern his continued presence could seriously damage William's future monarchy. One insider told OK that, quote, the scandal surrounding the Yorks has been exhausting on every level and has worn down the entire family, not least Kate. The source described her being pulled into what they called an endless cycle of meetings and debates connected to the fallout. Real strain, according to these claims, still unconfirmed by anyone actually involved. Here's where it gets specific. According to an insider who spoke to Closer, Camilla is reportedly eager to see Harry and Meghan return to some form of royal involvement. The claimed reason is striking. The source says Camilla believes their presence could help her hold on to a prominent public role even after Charles's reign eventually ends. That same source claimed, quote, she feels it's her right to continue to serve in a prominent role, adding that Camilla allegedly refuses to be, in their words, shunted to one side. And here's the twist almost nobody talks about. This same reporting claims Camilla actually sees William and Kate, not Harry and Meghan, as the bigger long-term threat to her position. Makes sense when you think about it. William's reign, not Harry's, is what will ultimately decide what role she gets to keep. Royal biographer Christopher Anderson has gone even further in public interviews, claiming Camilla initially didn't think Kate was, in his words, up to snuff, given her background outside the aristocracy. This comes from Anderson's own published book, so it carries more weight than an anonymous quote. But it's still one author's characterization, not a palace-confirmed fact. Now flip to William. This part is fairly well documented, including in Harry's own memoir Spare. Both William and Harry were reportedly uneasy about Camilla when she and Charles first started dating, uneasy enough that they privately asked their father not to marry her. Harry wrote plainly that Charles went ahead with the wedding anyway. Royal expert Christopher Anderson claims William merely, in his words, tolerates his stepmother, and suggests Camilla has remained somewhat wary of him in return. Anderson has also claimed William's long-term plans involve Camilla's monarchy role being, in his words, re-evaluated once he becomes king, though he'd likely still keep her involved in occasional engagements. But here's the twist that complicates the whole narrative. Fox News reporting from 2024 describes something completely different, real warmth between William and Camilla during Kate's cancer treatment. Royal expert Ian Pelham-Turner said at the time that William had genuinely come to see Camilla's value, crediting her for stepping up publicly to support Charles during that crisis. That reporting stands in direct contrast to today's tension narrative. Worth remembering, these relationships apparently shift, and different outlets have captured wildly different chapters of the same story. This tension isn't happening in isolation. A separate Stylecaster report from August 2026 claims both William and Kate remain deeply cautious about any reconciliation with Harry and Meghan, even as Charles has reportedly opened the door wider following their recent Highgrove House visit. One source put it simply, quote, William and Kate believe that reconciliation has to be earned through actions over time. The same reporting claims there's a view inside the palace that Harry and Meghan actually want to run something like a parallel royal household, splitting time between California and the UK, while staging their own high-profile appearances. If true, that's pressure coming from two directions at once. Tension with Camilla on one side, deep caution about the Sussexes on the other. Let's be real about what we're actually looking at. Nearly every claim here traces back to anonymous sources talking to tabloids. OK, Closer, the Royal Observer, Radar Online. That doesn't automatically make any of it false. Royal insider reporting has, at times, accurately predicted real developments before they went public. But specific quotes and precise motivations should be treated as claims, not settled fact, until someone actually confirms them on the record. What's genuinely notable is the sheer volume and consistency here. Multiple outlets, over an extended period, all landing on the same basic story. That suggests real friction almost certainly exists somewhere in this family. The exact size and cause of it, though, is still very much up for debate. Step back and this actually makes total sense. Camilla's long-term future, her title, her home, her role, remains genuinely undecided, something we covered in detail in a previous video. Layer that uncertainty on top of the ongoing, unresolved Harry and Meghan situation. Then add Andrew's messy departure from royal life, which has reportedly drained enormous time and energy from everyone involved. Honestly, it would be more surprising if there was zero reported tension right now, given how many major pressures are colliding inside this family at the exact same time. So where does this reportedly go from here? If the pattern across these reports holds, the coming months will likely tell us more than any single headline can right now. Watch for whether Camilla and Kate appear together at major state events, and how closely observers read their body language when they do. Royal watchers have made a habit of dissecting exactly this kind of detail: a seating position, a greeting, who walks beside whom, because official statements rarely confirm anything directly. It's also worth watching how William and Kate handle any further steps toward reconciliation with Harry and Meghan. If Charles continues pushing that relationship forward while William and Kate remain visibly cautious, that gap itself becomes a story, regardless of what's actually happening with Camilla specifically. These threads, Camilla's future, Harry and Meghan's status, and Andrew's fallout, are increasingly being reported as connected, not separate storylines, which is part of why this tension keeps resurfacing across so many outlets at once. For now, what we actually have confirmed is limited: a widely reported moment at a state visit, ongoing reporting about strain following the Andrew situation, and a consistent pattern of insider claims describing friction from multiple angles. What we don't have is anything close to an official confirmation from Camilla, William, or Kate themselves. So here's the real question. Do you think this reported tension between Camilla and the Waleses reflects genuine, serious conflict, or is tabloid reporting just amplifying ordinary in-law friction into something bigger than it actually is? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you want more sharp fact-check breakdowns that separate real royal news from tabloid noise, subscribe, because we're tracking this one closely as it develops.